Now listen to this. It's going to crank perfect right now. I just drove it from Arcade all the way back over to our Murchie. On average, city and highway miles like I do, I get 17.5 miles a gallon. It's a full-time four-wheel drive. The old Chrysler 318, it's a 5.2 liter 318. And I need it fixed. I need it. I can leave a little heater, a little bathroom heater, out in front of the engine. If it's going to be below 50 degrees, put a thermometer in there just to see where it keeps the temperature at. It'll usually keep the temperature at 70 degrees. It cranks perfect. But if I don't put that little heater out here, it is like wrestling a grizzly bear. Smokes, sputters, spits, raises, all kind of cane. Like some women I know. Oh man, it'll get me in trouble on it. But anyway. Okay, to recap this, when the temperature is below about 55, this thing is like wrestling a grizzly bear to try to get it started. As long as the temperature is up 60 or over, usually cranks perfect, it's fine. But I've been having this trouble for about a year. I've replaced a lot of the parts on it, sensors, and we're going to see what it does this morning. It's 51 degrees, and we'll see how it cranks, if it cranks. And as long as, if it's cold, when it's down to about 30, if I could put a little bathroom heater in front of the engine, and keep the engine compartment about 70 degrees, it cranks perfect. But otherwise, it just is a bear to crank. So let's see what it does. Okay. That's what it'll do, and it'll turn and turn and turn, finally catch up a little bit or whatever. But if I turn the switch on, leave it on for about 30 seconds without trying to crank it, I'll hear the fuel pump kick in and pump up, then it should fire up. So I'm going to turn the switch on for about 30 seconds and try that. Well, I can keep on doing that and it'll finally crank, and when it smooths out, it'll run fine. And then once it gets warm, the rest of the day, it'll crank and run perfect. Well, I've had the little heater underneath warming it up for a couple of hours now. Let's see if it's raised the temperature up warm enough to get it to crank. Still a little hard to crank, but not that bad.